On the seventh day, march around the city 7 times. Then the priests should make a long blast with the ram's horn. As soon as you hear the sound of the people shall shout a great shout.
There's reports coming out of Brazil about the drought there. Now, this is reflecting the problems that are worldwide in many places. You guys in California, thanks to fracking and a lot more wine being produced, things like that, you're in trouble with drought. We got NASA information on that. But in Sao Paulo, their reservoirs are down to 5%. Guys, in that city, there's 20 million people. It says the Brazil's public ministry is acknowledging that the Sao Paulo water supply has less than 100 days. It could be the making of a disaster that could deprive its residents of the basic necessities of life. We may start seeing this more and more worldwide. It says particularly the swelling poor populations. Already rationing has crept in and water used for cooking, bathing, and cleaning has been restricted. Suffering from the worst drought again in 84 years, the city of Sao Paulo is in the midst of a crisis. For as of this weekend, the city's primary reservoir, the Cantareira, has dropped to just 5% capacity, putting millions at risk of losing access to water altogether. Now, guys, how are you going to supply that much water to that many people? It would be almost an impossible task to pump that much in or truck it in or trains or whatever, or to even build pipelines to get it. But there's entire areas of South America that are going through this same thing. Now, not only are you dealing with just the problems with the lack of water, but you could lead to water wars here in Brazil as well as in California. But the fall of the reservoirs prompted the city's governor to again ask for permission to draw emergency water supplies from below floodgates to alleviate catastrophic losses from the Cantareira and ensure water supplies to the region's 20 million. The move would tap a river system that feeds 2 other states, this is what I'm talking about, also facing water shortages, Rio de Janeiro and Minas Gerais. But the draw is only a temporary stopgap, and without rain, the Cantareira will continue to fall, bottoming out sometimes this November. Guys, if you don't think this world's in trouble, you're sadly mistaken. A 3rd hurricane is bearing down on Fukushima for the year. We've got another one that's going to cut across Mexico back up into to Arizona and New Mexico. They're having record floods. Everything's shifted. Look at all the hurricanes. The United States has hardly been touched, except for the remnants coming across Mexico. Very strange indeed. But again, with these storms pushing tons of this nuclear waste right through the basements and the underground areas of Fukushima into the Pacific, the desalination talks in California will not work. They're talking about trying to get up a big plant, and I don't think one plant will even come close to producing enough water for the area, but they're not designed to remove nuclear waste. Water is very critical to life on this planet. They're saying large swaths of the immense Amazon region are enduring drought, while various hotspots across South America are also drastically below average precipitation levels. And I think it has a lot to do with the polar drift. I'll show you the new chart, and that occurred. The great swing in the polar drift occurred during the Fukushima quake. Now, NASA, using its satellites, and that's been some of the major information coming out of California, they're already tracking serious aquifer depletion in North China, and they're playing there Australia's Canning Basin, the Northwest Sahara Aquifer, the Guiana Aquifer in South America, and the aquifers between northwestern India and the Middle East. It says parts of northern China are also seeing their worst drought in 60 years. It's all coming to a point. And one of the things, we've had droughts for thousands and millions of years, but we're at a population point now to where critical areas won't be able to handle it. They won't be able to get enough water in there. It could force starvation, death, and mass migration. Guys, it's a heads up. Watching it, be safe.
On the seventh day, march around the city 7 times. Then the priests should make a long blast with the ram's horn. As soon as you hear the sound of the people shall shout a great shout.